So good morning. Today is a very nice sunny day, but it's really cold and windy, and she's covered in mud. We've had some rain over the last few days and she's had some fun rolling in the mud puddles and dirt. So today we're going to do a little bit of groundwork with Ellie, and a lot of it's going to be around her accepting pressure on the ground like she does when it's on her back. Just asking little things like move back, walk back, and trying to have no attitude with that. Asking her to be present with me, and as I move, she is to move. I can ask her to move and turn and twist those legs around. And she's getting a little bit cranky at that point. So I'm not sure if the crisscrossing of the leg is a bit hurting her a little, because that is the side of the leg that is sore. But she's always had a bit of an issue with being made to do groundwork. I can see here the injuries are looking fairly okay. She's got no problem turning that side. So we'll try this one again. Just cross more than one. She can cross more than once. She can cross 3, 4. That's good. So we know we've got flexibility in those limbs. Gonna have a feel in case she's done anything over the last 24 hours that could possibly be. She's got a bit of mud on her. She could have had a slip, or she could have just rolled because she felt like it. I've been having a lot of anxiety the last few days. It's been rainy, so I've been doing other things like karaoke and stuff like that just to get the nerves out. So today I'm feeling a bit anxious because, well, I don't know, I just do. She's presenting very calmly and very nicely. There's no indicators to me that she's going to be giving me any kinds of problems today. I ask for a drop and I get it straight away. I ask for her to follow, hook, and she's following, and walk, back, back, and she's backing, back, and we want to back faster. With one thing she's got to work on, and this is good for her injury too, stretching the back leg there, back, back. And you can see I'm staying to the side because that's, as we all know, Ellie can be a bit of a pawer. When she gets fed up and doesn't want to deal anymore, she'll paw. I'm just going to do some weird shit like flip over the rein and get her to do a bit of a turn this way, like that. These little exercises where you get her to go against the side that you want are great, because they're not always going to have to follow you directly forwards. Sometimes it might be a better thing to have a longer rope to do these with, but this works all right on her. And do it again. So we go the opposite direction to where we are, over her butt, like so, round that leg, and ask her to do a twirl for me. And she does it nicely. Good girl. We'll do one more other direction because we did 2 on that side, so second direction here. And half the time, by the time you start getting to there, she knows, okay, this is what she wants. It's a very simple little exercise, but a really good one. And ask her to stay while I just adjust this camera. I'm not sure how well you can see things. Little bit, there we go. Okay. Now, I'm going to ask for a drop, drop, drop. Oh, that's lovely. She's doing beautifully. Now, I'm going to grab the brush, just get some of this dust off. She loves being brushed. One of her favourite things is being groomed. And stay tight Up, whoop. Stay tied. Stay. So I've got her just ground tied there, where she's just, the lead is on the ground and she's staying where that is. Up, and she's backing. I'm going to back her back straight away. Stay. I want her to be listening. I don't want her to be making the decisions. She's about to make another decision there, so I'm going to back her up again. Drop and stay. Good job. It's just a simple grooming, but you can get a lot of lessons in while you're grooming a horse. Like I've just done there, asking them to stand in the one spot. Technically, you shouldn't have to have a horse completely restricted for you to be able to do these things. You should be able to get them to a point where they're happy to comply with the least amount of restriction as possible. That's when you start getting really good relationships with them, where it's, you know, they are there because they're okay with it. They might have a bit of an attitude at times, but most of the time they're more than happy to comply and listen to what you're asking. So Ellie is, whoa, and there we go, prime example. She was nice and quiet, and then suddenly, whoosh. So that was a really good little spook there, and I'm glad that happened, because I've become a bit complacent with things, because I haven't been doing this for a while. I certainly haven't been doing a lot of grooming activities and things like that. Now this is the bad leg and the sore leg, so I'm going to groom as much as I can down here, just getting her used to it being touched again. Goes through the front leg, and we're going to ground tie again. I don't need to hold her. And that was simply, she spooked because I did some weird movement with the brush that I don't usually do. Now ordinarily, a horse like Ellie won't be too bothered by something like that, but today she was. And this goes to show you can never predict 100% of what's going to happen. You might think you can, but you can't. We've got cattle right there, so she might just be a little bit nervy because the cattle are there, but I mean the thing is the cattle are always coming and going from there, so she's got to stop using that as a, right? And I'm going to back her straight back there instantly and ask her to drop. And that's much better. We're going to just keep brushing, brush away, and enjoy the bonding. Good girl. And all the way down. The same thing we did for that other leg, we're going to do for this leg. She's starting to get rid of all her grey hairs and whiter hairs, ready for her winter coat coming through. So she's going to change colour again very soon. More than likely it's going to be a very brownish red colour, dark brownish red, or chocolate brown. Stay. I want her to focus. Stay. Stay. So, and see, I saw that leg starting to come up, so I'm stopping it right there. Stay. If she moves at all, I'll go back and I'll change that course of direction as quickly as I possibly can. So now I'm having a bit of a look at this back leg, and I can see that it's healing nicely. There's some skin coming off. She's going to have some scarring. Not much I can do about that. But all in all, she's a bloody lucky girl that it wasn't a lot worse than what it is. And there was no damage done to her actual connective tissues or her bone. So I'm grateful for that. Now I'm going to ask her to, I'm going to do some things where, what I might even do is bring in what can I use? Or I'm considering, what I'd like her to do is do some movement, more strenuous movement with that leg. So what I'm going to do, I was thinking about doing some pole work, but it's a little slippery in here and the ground's still quite damp. We don't want to have another accident. So we're just going to ask her to move slowly, walk on around the area. This part here is very slippery. We don't want her slipping and sliding, and she's actually going deep in that mud there. So, not really the greatest place to be riding in right now, this arena. And the wind should dry it up by this afternoon if it doesn't rain again. We do have a sore on her head here too, which might be a little uncomfortable if I was to put a bridle on. But we'll see how it goes. So some of the stuff that I would also like to do with her. Yep. Hey, hey. So she's ignoring me again. Go. So I'm going to ask her to move. Move your legs round. Ah. No, you decided to move, so we're going to move. It's your decision. So I'm going to make her move. And I want her to back out of here, away from me. Turn. 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 Good job.